Spots in any college football season. Ranked team against unranked opponent, and we'll see if the upset can shake up the rankings in this one. Welcome to the home of the BYU Cougars and LaVell Edwards Stadium in Provo, Utah. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the Iowa State Cyclones, taking on last year's national champion, the BYU Cougars. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Cyclones will get us underway with the opening kickoff. He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. To the ground with the back. Works his way into the traffic and picks up 3 to the 17.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
He'll get rid of it. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds, and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
Now this offense facing a 3rd and long from their own 30. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception.
Job number 1 for a defense is to create negative plays, to create turnovers. How about this? Opening drive of the football game, getting the big turnover, setting your offense up in great position, and building some mojo. This defense, that is a picture-perfect start.
And that's the way they'll start, and they hope it gets better. No gain.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Give to the running back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Intercepted for the 11th time this season. Got some room to run. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
But really early in this game, you're seeing the ball hawks on both sides of the ball. Interception on the first drive of the game, and now they come out, and this defense gets a pick in return. There are a lot of dudes in the back end with speed and with the ability to close. What a phenomenal play by that young man just now to get the ball back to his offense.
During the week, you got to talk to your quarterback. Quarterback, what do you like? What's your favorite, safest routes, easiest reads? Love coming out with those early with the short passing game.
And the Cougars with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. The give from the gun. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
They've got it. 1st and 10 at the 42. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Makes the grab.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
The Cougars can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. They'll send the back in motion. To the air on second down. Going over the top. He's got it. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. BYU right back to the line. Power ahead. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of 1. Going to swing it on second down. Touchdown, BYU! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
And he's going to bring this one out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Iowa State sending the offense back out. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
And you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a Cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board. But you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
Third down coming up, and the Cougar faithful are doing everything they can to help out this team. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
Love the decision-making by the quarterback there on the RPO play. Defense took everything away deep down the field, so just check it down, get it to your guy in the right flat, and let him go get yards.
Give to the running back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. The give to the left. Slithers into space. Past the first down marker and still running. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
How about the left side of the line getting off the ball, creating some holes for that running back to get through, make a big play on the handoff to the left.
When something works that well, you might as well go right back to it. I mean, they showed no indication that they could stop it.
I like to go back to it and hurry up. Get to the line of scrimmage quick, run it again.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. From the gun, the give, looking for room. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
Dropping back, it's Young. Blasted as he lets it go. And the big deflection on 3rd down forces a 4th down.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
On 4th and 9, the offense will stay on the field. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And make the catch, and the defense will force a turnover on downs.
You know, offensively in that situation, 4th down, you're throwing for it, everything has to go right, or someone just needs to be able to make a play to keep the drive alive. They couldn't get it done, and now the offense is coming off the field.
A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Quarterbacks love the short passing game early in games because it really helps them get into a rhythm. So a nice job by the offensive coordinator giving his quarterback an easy throw, something he can see, and something that he knows he can complete.
Which is if BYU will have a 1st down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that 1st down.
It'll be a 1st down from the 49-yard line. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the 2nd quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and BYU is on top. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played 1 period. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the 2nd quarter. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. Can't get into the ground. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their 1st of the half.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense because 3rd down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
The Cougars look to keep this drive humming. They'll move the wide receiver. Got him looking run. He wants to throw. Makes the grab. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. And the Cougars with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Makes the grab. Got some room in under the goal line. Touchdown, BYU! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
They'll move the tight end. From the gun, running back gets to give. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Back to pass, it's Young. The throw to the outside is complete. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Oh, this defense wants to bring some pressure. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Willihan. There he goes. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. It is deafening in here, soaked in noise as BYU tries to get a stop on third down. They'll try to get the first through the air. Caught close to the marker. It's Carrion.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
This offense has been sluggish, to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. Brought down after a good pickup, and they're in the red zone at the 20. And the Cyclones with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. To throw, it's Young. He's got his man, makes the grab, and he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Cyclones! They just took the air out of that thing. That might be an understatement. They took the ball away and just wore down, just grinded away at that defense.
And took a lot of time off the clock in the process as well. I'm impressed with the physicality up front of this offense, because that's where it all starts. If you're going to march the ball down the field like they just did, you've got to be dominating in the trenches, and they are doing that in this game right now.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. They believe in that running game. Got 6 before he stopped at the 23. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. The Cougars can really attack on this 2nd and short. Hand off from the shotgun. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Moving out of the pocket. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
Pressure coming. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Punts it out of the air. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
This offense has become a first down machine, and that is so demoralizing for the defense, especially for those star players that are playing tons of snaps. They're not subbing out as much. By the 4th quarter, they are going to be gassed.
And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
We know this guy's a weapon, not just taking handoffs, but he can catch the ball too. That play, not so much. Got to do a better job reeling it in.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Cougar! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to throw, it's Young. Trying to set up the screen. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I love screen passes on offense, and you got to do them in different ways. To the running backs, you can do them to receivers, do them to tight ends. Didn't gain any yards on that one, but don't be afraid to dial that play up again later.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Here's the pressure. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Makes it past the marker. Gets it inside the 40, brought down at the 39, and they can stop the clock. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. BYU will try to boot it deep to start the 2nd half. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Iowa State sending the offense back out. Trailing by a couple of scores, they'd like to generate some confidence here early in the third quarter.
Down to...
Turning it on! And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds.
This guy strikes fears into the hearts of every defensive coordinator, David, with that speed. If you give this guy any open grass, man, he's gone.
It's just silly. Look at the angles, people trying to catch him, but he's got so much juice. He can outrun those angles and make enormous plays.
The pitch to the left. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. And it's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Iowa State. And here they come, almost all the way back. That was a lightning-fast drive that ends with a touchdown.
If you could string a few more drives like that together, man, we might as well get our popcorn out because we're going to get a lot of scoring.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. Looking to the big tight end. Caught on the outside, it's Wells. They get him stopped and out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and the big play has this offense ready to mount a threat. Starting a drive like that really builds confidence. First down from the 45. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Going for it all. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
And the 3rd down pass incomplete after a good deflection by the defense.
This game just feels so different than it did in the first half. After that incompletion, now setting up 4th down, they only have a 1-possession lead. Things were looking so much better earlier in the game. They're going to have to get it together throwing the football if they want to win this game.
They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Give to the single back. Plows through the defense. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Looking for a man, it's Young. Under fire. Catch in the middle, it's Willihan. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
They'll keep it on the ground. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
Well, they're just trying to run the ball, but that time there was absolutely nowhere for the running back to go, and as a result, that's a tackle for loss.
The Cyclones trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Flips it out on the screen. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. He's looking downfield to throw. Unloads it left. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. They weren't able to move it on their last possession, ended up punting it away, but now in a tight game, another opportunity for this offense. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. They make the stop at the 41, but it's a 15-yard pickup, and they're rolling with a first down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
They work that running game down to the 34. Let's give him 3 on the carry.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27.
And that's what I love about this offense, man. They run the football and get first downs. They throw the football and get first downs. So much balance. That's why they're the number 2 offense in all of college.
He'll take a shot. Got it. And he won't be able to push his way in. He stopped at the 1. We all love the quarterbacks with the big arms and the big throws, but getting that protection set properly is so huge.
And I think the quarterback just had so much confidence that he was going to be picked up. He didn't freak out. He was so poised, knowing that those big fellas up front, they had it all taken care of.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to fire on 2nd down. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's not going to take the touchback. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Breaks into the open. Smashes through the tackle. And that tackle almost certainly saved a touchdown after he ripped off a huge gain. What perfect execution on that big run. Everything perfectly blocked, and this guy doesn't need a lot of room.
I love how this offensive line communicates and works up front. You see guys winning their one-on-one battles. There's double teams happening. Guys are getting into the second level and creating big lanes for this running back.
Stonewalled again. No gain on the play. They keep trying to stick with the running game, but there's not much getting done. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll run it from the gun. And brought down. Looks as if that's how we'll end the third. As we start the fourth quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. After swapping ends of the field, they gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Crosses the 30, he's got away. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. He's up to 94 yards rushing, and this guy's just having a tremendous season, leading the country in rushing. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
I'll tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there, and as a result, the offense actually loses a couple of yards.
Out of the gun to give to the back. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
Listen, his team's obviously down in this game, but it's not his fault. I mean, this guy showed up to play. He's been churning out big play after big play. Already over 100 yards rushing in this game. He's carrying his weight. He needs his buddies around him now to pick up the slack a little bit and help get this team back in the game.
First and goal, and this feels like their chance to make a game of it. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll use the running game on first and goal. And he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment.
And I like the offense there. First down, I'm going to be physical, try to get this ball in the end zone. A nice effort by the running back to dive, setting up a second down.
So they attacked the perimeter on that one. Let's see if maybe they work inside.
Touchdown, Cyclones! A Lazarus-like comeback is underway.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, a quick update on a notable game going on right now in the ACC. Clemson is putting on a show offensively. It feels like this one was over when they touched Howard's Rock.
Here he comes from midway in the end zone. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute, build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the fourth quarter.
Back to pass on second down. He hurls one deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. The Cougars are at the line looking to convert on third and short. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
I think in this situation after that incompletion, fourth and short on your side of the field, the smart play is to punt it away and trust your defense.
Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on fourth down. Going for the big play. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field.
That's a gutsy call, and I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
Iowa State sending the offense back out. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day, but finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. You need to put more plays together like that right there.
Great job of containing by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
It is deafening in here, soaked in noise as BYU tries to get a stop on third down. A strike downfield. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14. And the Cyclones come to the line with a new set of downs.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback finding his open receiver on third down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is third down conversion percentage. If you're a great third down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill third down so much in practice.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. To the air, it's Young. Floating away. Going for 6. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. Holding on the offense, accepted, so they'll back up and go at it again. And here comes the offense on second down. Back to pass. Fires deep toward the end zone. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
And I understand the logic by the offense here. Obviously, you're down in this game. You're trying to claw back into it. Why not take a shot? Why not be aggressive in that time? They just can't come up with a completion.
Already in field goal range, but now trying to convert this third and long from the 20. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. He's dragged down at the 12. Chip shot field goal range, but might they go for it here on fourth down? No signs of any kind of kickers. They'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down?
And they decide to go for it. They decide to be aggressive, trying to throw the football down the field. Receiver, quarterback not on the same page. No dice, and turnover on downs.
He'll bounce his way ahead for a pickup of 4 out to the 14. No reason to do anything here except keep it on the ground on 2nd and 5. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. On the move at the 30. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
They'll leave it with him. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. They'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. It's 1st and 5. He breaks a tackle. He's brought down at the 41-yard line. It's a pickup of 5 and enough for a first down.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you, right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
BYU will try to finish this thing and run out the clock. Leaves it with the back. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, BYU! And they take it in for 6 more points. This team just knows how to finish. They keep getting better and better and better, and they are close to going 9-0.
That is exactly what you want your offense to do. You want it to eat clock, but if you score, go up by 2 possessions, nail, meet, coffin, great execution by this offense to put this game away.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll give it to the back. Got room at the 35. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. They'll give it to him again. Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. The play action fake. Here comes the heat. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. He's loose down the left side. Defense got it. They're on the run. Touchdown, BYU. And they turn it into a defensive score. That score might be the one to put them over the top and run this winning streak to 9. Game is essentially over right now. You wonder if it's really necessary to jack up the score like this.
It might not be necessary, but it won't be forgotten. I can tell you that, because coaches, they don't forget things like this. Late in games, you want to run the score up, get that extra touchdown. I'll get the chance in the future to do this back to you. I like it. Just keep it